Look, I'm as big a Jon Jones fan as anybody, and I've always defended he's not afraid of Tom. He's willing to fight anybody. It's hard to not fall into that narrative here, though. Like to me, like fighting on the White House, like that doesn't do it.
The heavyweight champ Tom Aspinall staring into the camera, jaw set like granite as he tells every fan on earth to back off if they point a phone at his kids. Zoom out. And across the ocean, Khamzat Chimaev is hammering pads beside the relentless Arman Tsarukyan, both men hungry for a title fight that still smells of fresh gold. Spin again, and there's Daniel Cormier, grinning in relief because the cops just brought his stolen truck home. Yet his mind is already racing toward Jon Jones, warning him not to drift down the same noisy road Conor McGregor took. These three flashes happen almost at once, but they all spark the same question. What does real power look like when cameras are everywhere, and every move can launch a headline?
Jon Jones is probably watching this, so send him a message.
Hello, John. I have nothing against you personally, but I just think I'm better than you. I just know that I can beat you in a fight, so I'm coming for it.
Stick around, because by the time you reach the end of this story, you'll know exactly why a champion's patience, a contender's grit, and a legend's legacy are colliding right now, and why the fallout could shake every weight class in the UFC. Tom Aspinall has never liked to wait, yet that's exactly what the UFC is making him do. Ever since he snatched the interim heavyweight belt, fans have begged for the date of his first defense. Every morning he refreshes his phone, hoping the bout agreement finally lights up his screen. No luck so far. Instead, he's filming short videos from home, rolling his eyes in playful frustration while his dog snores on the couch behind him. He jokes that his garden gnome has had more title defenses than he has. Still, the longer the matchmakers hesitate, the louder the questions grow. Will he face Jon Jones? Will it be Stipe Miocic, a dark horse like Jailton Almeida? Tom's coaches whisper that the delay might be tactical. Give the champ more time to sharpen his feints, let his sore knee rest, and maybe study every new wrinkle in Jones's wrestling. But patience runs thin when you're built for 12-round sprints. Fans spam his TikTok with countdown emojis, and each day the number rises. Deep down, Tom is calm, but when he shuts his phone at night, the silence feels heavier than any barbell in his gym. Under that calm surface, though, lies a fuse that nobody wants to light. It shows whenever strangers forget he's a father first and a fighter second.
I'm with my children, and you take a picture without my consent, there might be hands flying, because I've been close to that a few times as well. Like we were talking before about the public stuff.
Aspinall has explained it 1,000 times, but some people still hide behind bushes at the Trafford Center, trying to snap a secret photo of his young son licking ice cream. Last week at a kids' football match, a man lifted his phone without asking. Tom felt a hot pulse behind his eyes, the same signal he gets right before a knockout punch. He marched over, voice low and firm, and told the guy to delete the picture now or swallow the phone whole. The man deleted it. Tom later admitted he hates acting like a villain, yet his rule is iron. Mess with my family, and you'll meet the heavyweight version of a thunderstorm. Friends say this hard line keeps him balanced. He can smile through training and media days because he knows there's a bright red boundary nobody crosses. That balance is why his jab snaps like a mousetrap, and why when the eventual fight is booked, he'll walk to the cage without a single thought left unguarded. Thousands of miles away, sweat drips from Khamzat Chimaev's chin as he drills double legs with Arman Tsarukyan. Even the canvas beneath them seems nervous, squeaking every time they collide.
I don't understand how anyone in this weight class can say that they should get a title shot over Arman Tsarukyan. He was the #1 contender for the last year. He was in line to fight for the belt in Los Angeles, and then it didn't happen. It was because his back went out, right?
Khamzat is weeks into camp for his shot at Drixus du Plessis' middleweight belt at UFC 319, but adding Arman to the room has cranked the intensity to a new level. Arman never quits, and every scramble feels like a final boss battle. Coach smacks the mat yelling, "Again!" and Khamzat launches forward, arms like coils, while Arman sprawls and counters. After practice, they sit against the cage, trading stories about childhoods in rough neighborhoods, laughing about how headlocks can solve arguments quicker than teachers. This bond matters. Khamzat thrives when surrounded by wolves who snap at his heels, and Arman fits that role perfectly. Their notebooks are already packed with combo chains. Khamzat's overhand right into a knee pick, Arman's switch stance elbow into a body lock. And each night, they review film until their eyelids sag. By dawn, they'll attack the pads again, determined to exploit every tiny opening Dricus leaves.
They promised me, like I said before, Gilbert Burns, if you win with this guy against this guy, I'm gonna fight for the title. I'm not after that get just title, I'm going after all heads in the UFC, you know.
The stakes for that fight stretch far beyond one shiny belt. If Khamzat wins, he'll have conquered 3 divisions in spirit. Welterweight dreams unfinished, middleweight captured, and whispers of light heavyweight in his future. But defeating Dricus is no walk in the park. The South African champ moves forward like a freight train and can eat shots that would flatten a bear. Team Chimaev studies his awkward rhythm. Wide guard, big gas tank, surprising bursts of speed. They plan to make him turn, force him onto the back foot, and drown him in chain wrestling he's never faced. Yet they also know one knee up the middle could unravel everything. That's where Arman's insight helps. He mimics Dricus's odd timing, swinging wide hooks that whistle past Khamzat's ear. After each round they stop, breathing like engines, jotting tweaks on a whiteboard. Step left on the jab, drop level sooner, use the threat of the guillotine to open ground and pound lanes.
It was the Joe Rogan mistake, and he shouldn't call his even name, bring him to the octagon. I said, this is not sport, this is WWE. They can do whatever they want to do. And then when I listened to Donald's interview about the Paddy, I said, okay, hopefully he's not fighting for the title, and they must put me on the title fight.
Their eyes shine with the hunger of men chasing history, and every spar ends with a hug that feels like a handshake before war. While camps rage and champions wait, Daniel Cormier fights a quieter battle against modern chaos. Last week, someone ripped off his black pickup right from the San Jose airport parking lot while he was calling fights in Vegas. For a moment, DC felt ordinary fear. Phone calls, police reports, wondering if his favorite fishing rod strapped in the back were gone forever. But yesterday, the San Jose police rang him with good news. Truck recovered. DC laughed so hard his hat slipped off. He filmed a selfie video, praising the officers as best in the Bay, and promised to buy them donuts bigger than steering wheels.
I get back from UFC 317. I'm going up and down looking for my car. Granted, I've had this car for 4 days. When I leave to go to work, I'm pressing the key, everything. I go here, talking to these people who tell you your license plate.
Yet as the grin faded, a familiar fire returned. Standing in his driveway, keys jingling, Cormier turned the real subject to Jon Jones. The old rivalry lives rent-free in his head, and the lesson from the stolen and found truck clicked immediately. Losing something precious can change a man, but finding it again can change him more. Cormier's message to Jones was simple but sharp. Don't become the echo of Conor McGregor. Cormier respects greatness, but he hates when greatness turns into headlines with no punch behind them. Conor shouts, "I'm back," after every scandal, yet cages stay empty and fans feel tricked. DC fears Jones could drift down the same echo chamber if he keeps tweeting comeback hints without contracts signed. He knows the heavyweight goat chatter buzzes louder whenever Jones posts basement workout clips or posts cryptic champ updates. Cormier, ever the competitor, admits Jones's name boosts his own YouTube numbers, but he'd trade that traffic for real fists and real answers. He warns, if Jon keeps dangling phantom fights, the audience might stop caring when the real walkouts finally happen. To DC, legacy lives in the octagon, not in emojis. He even jokes that his recovered truck took less time to return than Jones has taken to defend the heavyweight belt he promised last spring. The jab lands because the truth stings. Jones, for his part, just re-entered the UFC testing pool and posted shaky phone footage of himself doing pull-ups beneath dusty rafters. His arms look thicker than oak branches, but fans see more than muscle. They see a clock ticking. Jones hasn't fought since tearing a pec muscle 5 months ago, and the division feels frozen while he rehabs. In gyms everywhere, rising heavyweights trade theories. Will Jones face Stipe at Madison Square Garden? Will the UFC skip that and unify him with Aspinall instead? One rumor claims the company may stage an outdoor megacard, letting the two belts merge under fireworks. Jones's grin in the gym clip is wide, but under the smiles, fans sense the same tension DC smells. A champion must fight. When you walk too long without fresh challengers, even the crown feels heavier on your head, and every legend before him learned that the hard way.
Is the stage manager. I go, hey man, Jon Jones is gonna be here. Please, when he comes to try to shake my hand, would you please tell him I'm working, I don't want to be bothered. As soon as the show starts, guess who shakes my hand? Jon Jones. And he goes, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He's a coward.
Because I don't like you, DC.
If Jones finally signs, the entire sport breathes fresh air. If not, the golden belt might start to look like a paperweight, and the line of contenders will only grow louder. If you've followed every twist so far, you know the lightning is about to strike. Soon the UFC will either post a date for Aspinall's first defense or risk the heavyweight story stalling. Soon, Chimaev and Arman will board a plane to fight week, wearing faces carved by 10,000 takedowns, ready to test if Dreykus's gas tank can truly outlast relentless grappling. And soon Jon Jones will either sign the bout agreement fans dream about or spend another season tweeting promises that Cormier will roast from his studio desk. When those dominoes fall, the headlines will explode across every feed. But the deeper story, the one about how champions protect what matters, how contenders sharpen each other, and how legends guard legacies, will still be unfolding underneath. That's the part you won't want to miss, because it's not just about who wins a belt. It's about how the world's toughest people stay human in front of millions of eyes. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's ride this storm together, one clash at a time.